Hello there and welcome to Yoga with Andrea for a sequence today that's going to challenge our core. So grab yourselves a couple of bricks, a blanket and a mat, and let's get ready to go. Palms a touch in front of the heart, setting an intention for your practice. Come into a comfortable seat, switching the cross of the shins, settling in, hips nice and heavy, shoulders rolled back, fingertips pressing either side. Palms up, resting on the thighs and straighten the spine, allowing the crown of the head to float towards the sky. Take a couple of breaths, and then as we're ready, inhale, sweep the arms up, interlace the fingers, stretching the palms up towards the sky, lengthen through the sides, then exhale, release. Shoulders down away from the ears. Again, inhale, reaching up. Interlace the fingers, long and toward in the sides, crown of the head reaching. Exhale, release. Again, last time, inhale, sweep the arms, interlace the fingers, reaching. Exhale, slowly release. Now to stretch the neck, so looking to one side, back through center to the other side, moving with the breath. Good. And then as we're ready, come to lying down, setting up for a core connector. So back is in contact with the mat, walk the heels towards the buttocks, feet hip width apart, palms pressing either side of the body, through the earth. And as you're ready, exhale, roll the tailbone towards the backs of the knees, draw the navel towards the spine, lift the hip points ever so slightly, then exhale to release. Again, 2 more times. Exhale, bring the hip points up, tucking the tailbone, exhale, release. Again. Curling the navel towards the spine, lift the hip points just a touch. Exhale, release. This time reaching the arms up overhead, palms are facing, press through the soles of the feet, bring the hip points a little bit higher towards the sky. Keep the knees parallel, then exhale, release back down slowly. Again, inhale, reach the arms, hip points lifting, knees are parallel, exhale, release. Again, inhale, arms overhead, palms facing, get long through the sides, press through the soles of the feet, tailbone tucking under, exhale, release, and hold. Then drawing the knees in towards the body, pressing the inside of the feet towards one another. Bring the palms to the outside of the right thigh, pressing the arm against the thigh and lift the head and chest, drawing the navel towards the spine. Exhale, release. Pause to catch your breath for a moment. And same thing, other side, reaching the palms to the outside of the left thigh, lift the head and chest, draw navel towards spine and hold. Exhale, release. This time, reaching the palms between the legs, drawing navel towards spine, lift the head and chest. Exhale, release. Building some heat in the core muscles here. Again, arms to the right. Head and chest is lifted, core drawn in. Exhale, release. To the left side, so reaching the palms away from the body, lift the head and chest and hold, drawing the navel towards the spine. Exhale, release. This time, inhale, reaching the arms between the knees and trying to squeeze the knees against the upper arms as you draw the navel towards the spine, lifting the head and chest into a supine crow. Allow the knees to rest against one another, one palm at the heart, one at the navel. And then slowly drawing the knees in, rolling off to the right hand side and coming onto all fours. Wrists below shoulders, knees below the hips. Pressing through the tops of the feet, feet are parallel. Inhale, few cat-cow tilt. So inhale, reach the heart forward. Exhale, round the spine. Inhale, tailbone reaching back, reach the heart forward, lift chin. Exhale, rounding, tuck the chin, round the spine strong through the shoulders. Inhale, stretching tailbone back, chest forwards. Exhale, rounding, moving with the breath. Again, inhale. Exhale, rounding. Bringing the shoulders through the arms and lowering onto the tummy. Bring the feet as wide as the mat and draw the palms alongside the lower ribs. Draw the elbows in towards the midline. Tuck the tailbone towards the backs of the heels and lift the head and chest into a baby cobra. Shoulders rounding down away from the ears and slowly releasing the forehead towards the ground. Allow the lower body to go soft for a moment. And then again, press through the palms, tailbone tucking towards the backs of the heels. Lift the head and chest, shoulders rounding down. Exhale, releasing forehead towards the floor. Keep the elbows drawn in. As you press through the palms, maybe straightening the arms all the way up, reaching the heart forward, pressing the pubic bone gently through the floor, and then allowing yourself to release on the exhale, coming into Sphinx, so fingertips facing forwards, elbows below the shoulders, and reach the heart forward, upper back stretch. Passively stretching out the back muscles here briefly. Then slowly, as you're ready, tucking the tailbone, rounding the spine ever so slightly as you bring the hips back. And then inhale, releasing back into Sphinx. Exhale, start to curl the spine, tucking tailbone under, drawing navel towards the spine. And exhale, releasing. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, slowly start to peel the body back up from the floor, rounding that spine gently, drawing navel in, just connecting in with the core here, and lower back down. Toes tucking under, coming into a brief up dog, and then exhale, rounding the spine, almost coming into downward dog, but not quite, then coming into a high plank and lowering through chaturanga. Release the tops of the feet to the floor, squeeze the elbows towards the midline. Again, tuck the toes under, start to curl the spine, almost coming into your downward dog, but not quite. And then slowly coming back through high plank, squeeze the elbows towards the midline, releasing back down. Again, tuck the toes under, start to curl the spine, maybe keep the knees pressing for a modification. Curling and rounding the spine, and then pulling back all the way into downward dog. So arms and ears in line, tailbone reaching sky high, big toes turned in ever so slightly, heels apart. Nice and long through the neck. Settling into your Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward dog. Then exhale, begin to bring the shoulders back through the gates of the arms, lowering gently with control back towards the mat, coming back into Sphinx. Elbows below the shoulders. And then slowly pulling back, hip towards heels. Extended child's pose, forehead resting. Knees can be apart or together, whichever feels most comfortable for you. Inhale is back up. Bringing the body forwards, tuck the toes. Reaching tailbone high, coming back into downward dog, arms and ears in line. Bending both the knees, bring tummy towards the thighs, and then slowly floating towards the front of the mat. Inhale, coming into Utkatasana, or fierce pose, chair pose. Tuck the tailbone towards the backs of the knees, bend the knees. And then slowly come all the way up to standing. Coming to the top of the mat, into mountain pose, and then slowly inhale, reach the palms forward, palms are facing, tuck the tailbone under towards the backs of the knees, bend the knees. Exhale, come back up. Inhale again, reach the arms, this time lift the heels, keeping the knees parallel. Exhale, stretch the heels towards the mat. Again, inhale, reach the arms forward, palms are facing long through the sides, tuck the tailbone, bend at the knees, lift the heels. Draw navel towards the spine. and releasing. Again, inhale, sweep the arms, tuck the tailbone, bend at the knees. This time draw the right knee in towards the chest. And slowly bring the torso forward, spread the arms like airplane wings and coming into Warrior 3. Drawing back the toes of the right foot, extending the right foot back. Arrow straight arms, palms are facing, reaching. Then drawing the palms back to touch in front of the heart as you bend the knee in. Drawing the core muscles in to extend that right foot forwards. And then slowly releasing. Hinging from the hips. Forward fold. To release the backs of the legs. And then inhale, sweep the arms. Bending at the knees. Coming back into Utkatasana or fierce pose, chair pose. This time draw the left knee in towards the chest, palms to touch in front of the heart, then stretching and reaching the heart forward, arms come out towards the side, airplane wings, left toes facing down, and perhaps drawing the fingertips forwards, reaching away, arrow straight arms. Exhale, draw the palms back to touch in front of the heart, draw that left knee forwards without touching the toes if you can, drawing navel towards spine to lift and extend that left foot forwards. And then slowly releasing. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, fold, hinging from the hips. Hooking the opposite elbows. Hanging the forehead between the forearms. Inhale, lift the head and chest. Exhale, slowly stepping towards the back of the mat. Coming onto the knees. Sweeping forwards into Cobra, elbows squeezing towards the midline, tuck the toes, slowly rounding the spine once more, drawing navel towards spine, then walking the right palm across towards the center of the mat and coming out into side plank or Vasisthasana. Keeping the hip points lifted, maybe lift the left foot up. Exhale, releasing, high plank, maybe drop towards the knees. Come forwards into baby cobra, elbows squeezing in, and tuck the toes, rounding the spine before setting up for Vasisthasana or side plank on the opposite side. So bring the left wrist below the left shoulder, lift the hip points up towards the sky, long through the side body, reaching right fingertips overhead, then lift the right heel just a touch if you can. Exhale, releasing back to high plank. And then with control, dropping towards the knees. Going back through. This time setting up for locust or Shalabhasana variation. Bring the palms beneath the hip points, thumbs are touching, shoulders rounding down. Then bring the big toes together as you lift the legs, drawing the tummy towards the spine. Lift the head and chest if you can, keeping the neck nice and long. Hold. And then exhale, releasing, bringing left ear towards the mat. Setting up once more, so bring the palms to the hip points beneath. Thumbs are touching, forehead is resting. On the inhale, draw the belly muscles towards the spine, lift the heels, bring the big toes together, lift the head and chest, keeping the neck nice and long. Exhale, release the right ear towards the floor. Bring the feet as wide as the mat. Pause for a moment to catch your breath. And then bringing the palms to touch the lower ribs as we come into wolf or up dog. Lifting the hip points and tuck the toes. Putting back into Adho Mukha Svanasana, tailbone is the highest point, arms and ears in line, navel drawn in. And then hop, step or walk the feet forwards and come to sitting. Reaching for one of your bricks, placing this between the knees, pressing the knees together to support the brick, coming onto the hip points. Bring the fingertips behind the body, pointing towards the hips. Lift the chest. And coming into Navasana or boat pose, lifting one leg, then the other, keeping that brick pressing lightly between the knees, drawing the navel towards the spine. Maybe lifting the arms, palms facing either side of the knee, keeping a slight bend in the knees to begin. Keep the heart lifted, shoulders down away from the ears. Feel a bit more, releasing the brick from between the knees, extending the legs out in front. Cross the legs, lift up anything at all, then slowly extend, releasing down with control. Reaching arms up overhead, toes reaching away from the body. Untucking the flesh from beneath the sit bones, preparing the body for some more core connection. Inhale, reach the arms overhead, palms facing, and slowly lift the right heel about 12 inches from the floor, lifting the head and chest just a touch. Exhale, release. Exhale, draw the navel towards the spine, lift the head and chest, lifting the left ankle. Slowly release. Just to avoid the hips feeling uncomfortable here, bring the palms beneath the hips, and then drawing navel towards the spine, lift the right ankle, maybe a third of the height, 2/3 of the height, all the way up, all the while with control, drawing the navel in towards the spine, slowly, slowly releasing the heel alongside the left. Again, drawing the navel in, lift the left heel, a third, 2/3, all the way up, all the time, paying attention to drawing the lower body muscles in towards the spine. Exhale, releasing. On the next breath, draw both the heels together, lifting both legs together. And then slowly, with control, releasing, using those core muscles to control the movements. Release the palms underneath the body, draw the knees in, hug them towards the chest. Rolling off to your right hand side, and then slowly coming onto all fours. And setting up for Navasana. So you can walk the feet as wide as the mat, toes and knees in line to protect the knee joints. Perhaps placing a brick beneath the buttocks for some additional support. And then bring the palms a touch in front of the heart, pressing the knees against the arms, arms against the knees, hugging those knees in. You can do this with or without the brick. For a little bit more, you can walk the heels in towards one another. Lift and reach the heart forward as you hug the knees in towards the arms and take it into a twist. Perhaps hooking the right hip with the left hand. Exhale, unwind, switching to Navasana twist on the other side. Option to hook the opposite hip. Exhale, unwind. For a little bit more, you can reach for the wrists behind the backs of the knees. And then setting up for crow pose. So you can use the bricks at the heels here to get the hips in the right alignment. Up and over the shoulders. So you can use these, so crouching on the bricks, coming into Navasana squat or yogic squat here. Hugging the knees against the upper arms, pressing the upper arms in against the knees. Draw the core muscles in, rounding the spine. Maybe lift one foot, then the other, just to practice. And keep the gaze or the drishti looking forwards over the mat. It's an option to use the bricks. Or setting up for crow pose without this. So drawing in all of what we've already used, so drawing the navel towards the spine, round in the back, bringing the tops of the knees to the upper arms, lifting the hips high, tucking the heels towards the buttocks, keeping the fingertips spreading broadly, pointing towards the front of the mat. Hips are high. As you gently draw the navel in, rounding the spine, bringing the heels towards the buttocks. Exhale, releasing down. Coming into Uttanasana, forward fold, hook the opposite elbows. Inhale the nice flat back, sweep the arms wide. Exhale, palms facing outwards. Squeeze the elbows towards the side. Draw the shoulder blades towards the spine. Exhale, releasing. And then turning towards the long side of your mat. Draw the right side of the foot in towards the groin. Extending the left foot out. Inhale, reach the arms. Exhale, folding, reaching the heart forwards. Trying to keep the spine nice and straight, rooting through the sit bones as you can. So it never matters where you reach, so you could be reaching for the shins that are behind the knee. It only ever matters that you feel the stretch. Then inhale is up, coming into a twist, so the foot can be inside or outside of the left thigh. And then bringing the left elbow across the body to the top of the right thigh, palm facing away, coming into that twist. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, twisting. Slowly unwind. Exhale into Dandasana. And switch sides, this time drawing left foot in, left knee out towards the side. Inhale, reach the arms. Exhale, heart reaches forwards, round the shoulders down away from the ears. And coming into stretch on the other side. Inhale is up. Draw the left knee up and across the body. So left foot is either inside or outside of the right thigh. Twisting to the opposite side. Keep the shoulders rounded down away from the ears. Inhale, reach the chest. Exhale, twisting, supporting the weight of the body on the back fingertips. You can't see those here, but that's where the hand has gone. Gently unwind. Exhale, releasing. And then as you're ready, releasing with control, coming all the way down, preparing for a well-earned rest. So you can either walk the feet as wide as the mat, untuck the flesh from underneath the sit bones at the back and lie flat. Rest the knees together, palms at the side, face up. Alternatively, you can extend the feet out as wide as the mat and allow the toes to flop open. Roll the shoulders down away from the ears. Tuck the chin ever so slightly, soften and close the eyes. Palms equidistant from the body, facing up. Take a nice deep breath in. And then exhale, releasing, melting into the mat. Your Shavasana. Feel free to stay here as long as you feel. Just noticing the sensations in the body. Perhaps pushing pause for a longer rest. Otherwise, with me, begin to make some small movements on the wrists and ankles, making circles in one direction then the other. Yawning, stretching, drawing the knees in, hug the knees towards the chest, making some circles on the lower back in one direction then the other. Slow awakening. And then as you're ready, rolling off onto your right hand side so the heart is high. Pause for a moment in gratitude for your practice. And then slowly pressing through the earth to a comfortable seat. Palms a touch in front of the heart. Bow the head, sealing in the benefits of your practice. Thank you so much for playing yoga with me today. Namaste.